my 10 life principles. I'm going to be raw. I'm going to be real in this video. And this might inspire some people. This might piss off some people. And definitely I'm going to lose some followers and I'm going to gain some followers. But whatever it is, I just want to be raw. I want to be real. And I don't want to hold nothing back, because this me, you won't see it on the other videos. Because on the other videos, it's all about the political correctness and try to be nice and try to smile and, trying to make everybody happy. But this is not going to be like that. I just want to be real. I just want to open up. I want to be vulnerable, and I'm just going to go for it. Okay. So here we go. My 10 life principles. Number 1, life. It's a one-time opportunity. We are here for a very, very short time. And most people, what I see, most people are acting like they have 10 lives. Excuses, procrastination, all of that kind of stuff. You need to understand, you're going to die one day. I think I have got this wisdom from my mentors, from people whom I look up to. One thing that, got into my head was, I'm going to die one day. And then after a week after my death, nobody will even care about anything. So why am I here trying to please people and trying to make everybody happy and all that? Why? Why would I do that? Let me take care of my life. Before I die, I want to create something beautiful. So life is a one-time opportunity. Number 2, this is your life. And this is your 100% responsibility. I'll tell you what, okay? There is something called as a cultural clusters. So if you have to group the countries, the regions in the world, it can be categorized into 3 different categories. Now, I don't want to go into the science and the theory behind the cultural cluster, but this is what you need to understand. The countries which are heavily dependent on, things like religion, value system, family value system, and all that, right? People, they suffer a lot. You know what I'm trying to say? Countries like, Iran, Iraq, Pakistan, India, Sri Lanka, Africa. You know what I'm trying to say? These countries, right? They heavily rely on the religion. And these countries have always been suffering from the beginning of the times. Okay? And there are some countries who believe in the work and capitalism and things like that. Countries like Australia, America, England, right? And there are other countries which essentially rely on the hierarchy. But anyway, you get the point. What I'm really trying to say is, the more you think that somebody's going to come and save me, the more you think that, everything is going to be okay one day, right? Well, it's not. It is not. And it will never be unless you take action, because this is your life. And fortunately or unfortunately, nobody gives a shit about you apart from your family. So what I'm really trying to say is, don't expect anything to happen. Miracle, you can make miracle. Only you will make the miracle in your life. Okay? So your celebrities that you're celebrating every day, right? Or your religion or anything that can just come and miraculously make shit happen, it won't. It will not. You make the miracle happen. But the thing is, the best part about it is, you can make something happen. If you are going to put your time, if you're going to put your energy, action, effort, all of that, you can make the miracle happen. Number 3, play the game on offense mode. What do I mean by that? I'll tell you what. We wait for the right time. I don't know how many of you who are watching this have experienced this or probably have done this. I'll wait for the right time. Like if you want to jump on something, I'll wait for the right time. Jumping is just an analogy, but what I'm trying to say is, whatever is going to happen, right? It's going to happen. There are certain things which is within your control and which are outside your control. You take care of what things are within your control and play offense. Play offense meaning, don't wait for anything to happen and then do it. It is good to be on a precaution rather than the cure. Choose precaution and play offense. Don't wait for somebody to lay you off so that you can look for another job. Okay? Don't wait for belly to grow so that you can go to the doctor. Don't wait too long so that somebody can, you see what I'm trying to say, right? So play offense. You do the action, you do the initiation, you go on offense. 99% of the people play the defense mode, waiting for things to happen and then react. Pretty much everybody are doing that. So you don't want to react. Be proactive in life. That's number 3. Number 4, fortune favors the bold. You know this man, Ambani, one of my favorite lines from him is, you've got to have the courage. See, the thing is, the insecurity, the inner voices, the negative thinking, the overthinking, pretty much everybody deals with this shit every day. But are you going to let that win? Are you going to let that voice take over? It is just not these voices, the insecurity is nothing but the feelings. It's just a defense mechanism for your survival. And you don't have to put so much of weightage on these little silly and filthy voices that goes on in your mind, because your mind can create a lot of shit in your head. It can literally create a lot of stories in your head, and that might not necessarily be the right true reflection or the reality. And most times it is not even close to the reality. So 95% of the shit that you create will live over here, which is why Marcus Aurelius say that get out of your mind. You don't want to be in your mind. So be courageous, take bold steps, and stop listening to everybody else. Just stop it. It is not good for you. Hey, first thing, listen to people who are already living the life that you want. Second thing is, listen to your mind and your heart. Analyze it. If it is a mistake, learn from it. If it is not, well, you win. That's it. Move on anyways. So be bold. Number 5, be decisive. You've got to be decisive. You've got to be decisive. If you do not decide, if you do not choose, the choice will be made for you. Okay? Life makes choice for us. And that most of the time, it sucks. And that is because your hands are tied, you're feeling powerless, and you don't have any other choice, and you had to go for it. That is how the life choice will be. But instead, if you make the choice, right? Every day when you wake up, you've got choices. You've got choices in every little thing that you do, every little activity that you do. You can choose to work out, or you can choose to stay home and watch Netflix. You can choose to go for a run, or you can choose to stay on the couch. You can choose to eat a good meal. You can choose to start building a business. You can choose to start looking already for a job. You can choose to start building your skill. You can choose to do that. But people are not doing this because doing any of these things will consume a lot of energy. And energy is a finite source, and your brain very well knows it. And this again acts as a self-defense mechanism for you to just say, you know what, it's okay, just chill for a second, relax now. You can do it tomorrow. You can do it later. You can do it first of next month, New Year resolution, all of that kind of shit. So what I'm saying is, be decisive. You've got to be decisive. Take the hard fucking decision. And that's what most people lack. All right? So when you take hard decision every single day, decision is like a part of your brain which is responsible to, well, be decisive. And when you keep taking the hard decision every day, right, that particular area is getting stronger. Think of it like a muscle. Your brain is a muscle. And the more you learn, the more you decide, the more you act, the more you do things, you as a person, you are evolving, you are changing, you are growing, you are improving. And for all of these things, you need to decide, because decision is the only thing that moves the needle in your life. If you think that your life is not really going anywhere, if you think that your life is like really slowed down, if you really think that your life is like it's just pointless, it's no direction, that's because you are not deciding. You are not deciding. Please gather your courage and fucking decide and do something about it. Number 6, failure is your ultimate gift. Yes, this sounds a little cliche. Yes, this is a cliche saying, but sometimes the cliches are true. People fear failure so much that they lose out on their entire life. So just imagine all the opportunities that you've got, which is already waiting for you, right? Look at all the opportunities that you have lost because you were having the fear of failure. You're not able to take that one step. Let me just give you a quick example. If you want to learn how to drive a car, you cannot be confident at it, right? You're going to start at some point. And when you start, until this whole process of driving gets into your subconscious mind, you're going to make a lot of mistakes. You cannot expect a baby to be 100% on the grammar because the baby is learning. It starts from gaga, gigi, goo, goo, right? And that's how it starts. And today we are like, you see what I'm saying? So in the initial stages, you're going to suck at everything, and that's okay. you fail and you fail and you fail, and that's how you get good at it. If you're getting into the kitchen, you want to prepare something, you want to cook something, are you going to be good at it? Of course not. If you're going to start at something, if you're going to start your job, for example, on the first day, are you going to be good at it? On the 30th day, are you going to be good at it? Yes, maybe. On the 6 months, are you going to be good at it? 100%. So this is how it is. So failing is one thing that you have to welcome it, like with both of your arms open, and just make that failure sit on your lap and just learn from it. So failure is your ultimate ally. Number 7, hold virtue to the highest standard. See, virtue is nothing but the behavior. So you have your principles, and if you're having the moral code, everyone needs to have a moral code. When I say code, the code is nothing but the codes that you live by. All right, these are my principles, right? So this is the code that I live by. And if I'm just putting all of these things in my head, and if I'm not really living by, those are not my principles. These are just a vocabulary in my mind. Okay, so if I'm living by it, that means I embody it. When I give somebody a diet advice, I know exactly what I'm talking about because I have done this shit in my life, and it's actually changed my life. It's changed my body. I'm healthier. I know how it feels to eat a lot of shit. Okay, I know how it feels to work out. I know how it feels to, you see what I'm trying to say, right? The thoughts, the words, the action, it must be congruent. And once if this is in a straight line, right, you're going to operate on a different being. You don't have no time to chill, and you're pretty much every damn day is a celebration when you get into that mode. Okay, so your virtue is nothing but you behaving into the highest moral standards of yourself. So have the highest standard for yourself and operate like you're already there. And that's how you practice, and that's how you get better, and that's how you get there. All right. Number 8, prioritize 3 things, the most important things in your life. What are they? Health, family, career. So this is something that I have learned when I started off my business, but eventually I learned that these 3 things are very much important for everybody. Everybody. I call it as a golden triangle. All right. And even if one of the point is missing, life is not really good. Sadness, the happiness is not there. Life is not really good. There's a lot of sadness, a lot of misery, a lot of frustration and all that. Relationship, family, right? It could be a mom, dad, wife, husband, children, social circle, friends. All of this will form into the relationship, okay? And the career is your career, your job, your business, your whatever you're doing, your profession, right? And the health probably comes at the top, because if you're not healthy, other things will suffer. All right. And the way that I look at it, everybody should spend a considerable amount of time in all of these 3 to nurture. Rest everything else is just a noise. Rest everything else is just a distraction, taking you away from not getting improved in all of these 3 things. Number 9, adapt or perish. The problem is, the moment we get out of the education, right, that when we write our last exam and then I'm out, I'll be the happiest fucking guy, right? After my last examination of my MBA, I was like free bird, right? And then after the next 10 years, I didn't learn anything. And that's when I really knew how important the learning was. All right. So yes, education is it important? Education is 100% important, but studies at the school, is it important? Well, I don't know, because I don't know, whatever. I don't have no say in it. But what you really need to understand is experiences can teach you a lot. And it's not just about the experiences. You got to learn from people. You got to learn from experiences. You got to learn from traveling. You got to learn from the world. You got to learn from everything. And you've got to learn from the constantly changing things. If you are a student of something, and if that is the only skill that you have, not necessarily that skill is going to be there forever. It's not. Well, it's not. Okay? Things are always changing. In such a fast, rapid changing world, if you do not adapt, if you're not constantly learning, then you're going to perish. And unfortunately, this is applicable everywhere. Survival of the fittest. Only the fit will survive. And if you do not capacitate yourself from having the skills, educating yourself to a certain level, then you're going to be left behind. You don't want to be left behind. You want to be, at least just to even keep up with the world, you have to be learning at a constant pace. Progressive improvement. Just to even keep up with the world. So just imagine if you want to be advanced, that you want to be ahead of the world. That's like a next level thinking, next level breed. You see what I'm saying? That's number 9. Number 10, very, very important. Be resourceful. You've got to be resourceful. Now, if you are, the way that I like to look at it is, if you can make somebody happy, if you can make somebody's life easier, okay, if you got something that can be used by people, then your life is pretty much sorted. You don't have to worry about it. And along with that, and additionally, try helping people. When you help people, it gives you a joy that cannot be defined. Feed people, feed dogs, feed, I don't know, like help things, help people, like fucking help people, all right? When you do shit like this, you know what happens? You could be doing for a selfish reason, because when you do it, you get this joy, like you have this fulfillment. You kind of feel good about what you did. And don't publicize it on social media, okay? I've fed like 10 dogs and I've fed this poor. Don't do that. Don't do that. That's cheap attention seeking. Just be resourceful. Just be resourceful. Either by helping, just giving your hand, just by being a helping hand, or money wise or food wise, or somehow, somewhere, just be resourceful. Everybody are in need of something. Just help. Okay? If you can, just do that. And those are my 10 principles of my life that I live by. I'm not asking you to follow this, but if you can pick either 1 or 2 or whatever you can, and just start embodying it and start living it, I think, and I personally feel, and I underline the think and I personally feel, because this has worked out for me. I don't know how this is going to work out for you. If it works out for you, good. So that is why I'm saying that I think and I personally feel that this will be helpful if you're going to embody it and if you're going to live it. So if you found this video useful, I'm sure you have. So can you see the red button over there which says subscribe? Can you see the like button over there? Just click on all the buttons so that it makes you feel extra happy and make me feel happy. So that's all there is to it. Thank you everyone for your time. Thank you everyone for your attention. I will see you again in the next video. Peace. Bye-bye.